Between Spider-Man Far From Home and WandaVision, we have had two completely different projects in the MCU that one of the post-credit scenes is tying into the upcoming Secret Invasion and the Skrulls. And as we recently learned, this is only going to get bigger and crazier, and more Skrull reveals are coming down the road. So in a recent interview with E.T., the WandaVision executive producer, Mary Livanos, talks a little bit about the post-credit scene from WandaVision, specifically addressing the whole Skrull mystery and what comes next. And along with this, the post-credit scene involving Skrulls from Spider-Man Far From Home is once again brought up, and the whereabouts of Nick Fury. And what she said, without spoiling anything, is that as we look back on Captain Marvel and the introduction of the Skrulls, and the Captain Marvel universe and what that has in store, meaning Captain Marvel 2, Miss Marvel, seeing where Monica goes next, tying in with the Secret Invasion. She said that it's only going to get crazier with what they have in store for us. Now, if you look back at the Secret Invasion and the Skrulls in the comics, we know that one of the biggest things that got people talking was the reveals of who has been a Skrull the entire time, or when were they replaced, and what exactly does this mean? Now, in terms of the MCU, you can't say that somebody like Iron Man, for example, was a Skrull when he died, because that undoes a lot of the character's development. But I think there is more minor characters that you can do this with, and specifically we've heard recently about rumors of some of the Marvel Netflix characters showing up in Secret Invasion. You could, for example, play around with that element, and if we look back on all those old rumors stating that Secret Invasion would be featuring the characters we now know are in fact in it, and that it's about them exploring new heroes, or possibly heroes that have been taken over by Skrulls, and Skrulls hiding on Earth, I think there's a little bit more to this, and I'm really not going to be surprised if we start seeing Skrulls pop up everywhere. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, there you go. Maybe one of the characters in there is going to be a Skrull. One of these people that's part of S.W.O.R.D., that's a Skrull. Somebody that Miss Marvel is going to school with, turns out maybe a couple of them are all Skrulls hiding out there. And I honestly will not be shocked if we get at least one major reveal that somebody else has been a Skrull. I mean, when we look at Spider-Man Far From Home, Nick Fury. I mean, nobody expected that, but then when you look back on that movie, it makes sense. So it won't surprise me if we get more reveals like that, like we've had more Skrulls throughout the MCU, and it's not necessarily the big characters, but maybe it's middle-tier characters that are getting more spotlight, and this way they can explain some other elements. So I think that's definitely a possibility, and that ultimately when we see some of these, they're going to be changing the direction of where we thought some of these characters were going, and what the series has to do when we get closer to the Secret Invasion.